But even the strong ones break. Even the ones who smile all the time cry themselves to sleep. And it's in those moments, when you feel invisible, forgotten, that you start to wonder, does anyone really see me? But here's the truth. Allah sees you. Allah says in the Quran, Surah At-Tawbah 9:120, "Indeed, Allah does not let the reward of the doers of good go to waste." That means every act of kindness you gave, even when no one noticed, Allah noticed. Every favor, every check-in, every time you stayed silent to protect someone's feelings, it was written. And not a single moment of your patience was in vain. Healers often go unseen by people because their reward is being built by Allah Himself. So if you've ever felt like the one who's always there for others but has no one there for you, know this. Allah is closer to you in that moment than anyone else could ever be. And that silent pain you're carrying, it's not a weakness. It's a sign that you were made for something higher. Sign 4. You've been through a lot, but you rarely talk about it. You've experienced things most people wouldn't believe. Disappointments that crushed you. Betrayals that changed the way you see people. Moments where you genuinely thought, I can't take this anymore. And yet, you're still standing, you smile, you work, you support others, without anyone realizing the weight you carry behind your silence. But here's what makes you different. You never use your pain to get attention. You didn't broadcast your heartbreak to the world. You didn't turn bitter. Instead, you held it all in, let it shape you, and now you quietly understand what others are going through, even when they say nothing. You can recognize pain in someone's tone. You can sense sadness even in a forced smile, because you've been there. In today's world, people are quick to share the highlights of their life. But the real healers are those who carry their storms in silence and use the lessons to be kind, to be patient, to be soft. And sometimes you don't realize that the very reason you went through what you did was so you could become this version of yourself. Someone who helps others heal from wounds they can't even describe. While the world may never know the full story of what you've endured, Allah knows. He saw every tear you didn't shed in public. He heard every dua you whispered through clenched teeth. He knows what it cost you to become the gentle, understanding person you are today. So if you ever feel like your past was too painful to have meaning, pause and look at how much softer it's made your heart. Maybe Allah allowed you to break not to destroy you, but to give you the strength to hold others together when they fall apart, even when their heart is barely holding on. If that sounds like you, maybe it's not just your personality. Maybe it's your purpose. Because sometimes Allah chooses people not to preach, not to lead crowds, but simply to heal, to be a source of comfort in a world full of noise, to be the silent reminder of mercy, patience, and strength. But this mission doesn't come with applause. It often comes with pain, isolation, and trials that no one else sees. That's why in this video, we'll uncover 6 powerful signs that your purpose, your divine calling, is to be a healer in this dunya. Not in a loud, dramatic way, but in the quiet, consistent way that changes lives, one heart at a time. Stay with us till the end, because even one sign might reveal something about you that you've been feeling your whole life, but never had the words to describe. Sign 1. You attract people who are broken, lost, or hurting. You might have noticed this without ever asking for it. People open up to you. Sometimes it's strangers, sometimes old friends. They'll say things like, I don't know why I'm telling you this. I've never shared this with anyone before. And you just sit there, listening, while inside you're wondering, why does this always happen to me? It happens because Allah gave your presence a kind of calmness that others can feel, even before you say a word. In a world where everyone's rushing to speak, those who can truly listen become healers without even knowing it. But here's the thing. Most people don't understand. You're not always okay yourself. You carry your own sadness, your own confusion, your own scars. Yet still you become a safe space for others. And that's not a coincidence. That's a sign of your strength. The Prophet Muhammad was the most comforting soul in his time. People poured their pain into his presence, even those who opposed him. And what did he give in return? Compassion, patience, and hope. That's not weakness. That's emotional leadership. It's a rare kind of mercy, and Allah places it in the hearts of those He knows can carry it. So if you're always the one people turn to, even when you're tired or going through your own battles, then know this: you're not just someone who listens, you're someone who heals. And maybe, just maybe, that's part of your purpose. Sign 2. You feel pain more deeply than others, but you hide it well. There's a kind of pain that lives just beneath the surface. You smile, you joke, you carry conversations, but deep down, you feel everything a little more than most people. Do you notice the sadness in someone's voice before they even say they're hurting? Do you feel heavy in spaces filled with tension? Do you pick up on things others don't even notice? Sometimes that sensitivity makes life harder. But instead of complaining, you often keep your struggles to yourself. Not because you don't want help, but because you don't want to be a burden. You'd rather wipe your own tears quietly than let someone else feel your weight. That's not emotional weakness. That's emotional depth. And in Islam, this kind of sensitivity, when connected to Allah, is a form of mercy. The Prophet said, Allah is merciful to those who are merciful to others. That means even your pain, when it leads you to be more gentle with others, becomes a source of reward. Healers are often the ones who've been wounded the most, but instead of becoming bitter, they choose to become softer. Instead of closing off, they open up. To give love they themselves didn't receive. So if you've ever wondered why you feel everything so deeply, maybe it's because your heart was created not just to survive this world, but to soften it. Sign 3. You help everyone, but no one checks on you. In our society, people love the strong ones, the dependable ones, the ones who are always there. You're that person, the first to show up when someone's in crisis. You check in on friends when they go silent. You give and give and give. But when you're the one going through something, silence. No texts, no calls. No one asks, "How are you really?" That's one of the deepest kinds of pain. Everyone expects you to be okay all the time because you've always been the strong one.